I don't believe there's right and wrong.
Yep.
That's super subjective.
Yep.
What's right to you, it could be wrong to me.
Yeah.
So I just think it's different perspectives. If you don't like it, then that's totally fine. You could still disagree with somebody and still respect them.
Yes.
And still hang out, be friends.
That's where you and I connect on, is like, we both know that we might be people that have very strong polarizing opinions. But we're still open to hear. I mean, I'm not really open to I'm really not. I stand on what I know, and I'm good on my foundation.
I'm happy you're aware of that, and you vocalize that.
Yes. And I think that, like you said, just us all understanding each other a little bit more, and both perspectives, not both, because there's way more than just two, but
it's
all of those perspectives is such key to like Hawaii moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. I think the only thing that my pet peeves, which is what I bring up on the podcast, but it gets misunderstood. Like, even like I had a clip about saying like Hawaiian, I see people using Hawaiian as a title, and like if they're not doing this or this, then they're
Did you see
Hawaiian.
that Aina Momono post that they came out with after?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
I don't really like.
Oh, you don't like them?
Much. No, I'm not such a huge fan.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw that they posted that. I didn't know that was in response to, or I'm guessing
that's what
that was kind of in response, because the timing was there.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, and it's
and
funny
they saw my
people like to jump on trends too.
Yes, that's what I mean. They saw my infographic and then they were like,
but
oh.
If you watch the whole clip and you just listen to what I'm saying, I'm only talking about a specific group, which is the people that a lot of it is transplants, or like people who use that to like for their own benefit, for like social media, like people that come here to like make videos of Hawaii or the people that like have no like real Hawaiian connection, and they're like native Hawaiian on their bio because it makes them look cooler. It's like the same people that go to college in the continent and be like, I'm Hawaiian, like aloha,
and then they
mahalo.
come home and it's like,
yes. So those are the people that I'm talking about. But it's it's really like me aiming a target and then everybody just jumping in front and like I'm not even talking about you.
Know, when you say it like that, it's almost okay. I hear what you're saying.
But I also understand it's the way it's been edited. I understand. I know that the heat is warranted.
And to be completely honest, I know a lot of people get upset that you do that, but like as a social media person, I get it. I know why you do it. For engagement. Like, you want people to hear the message that you're saying, which is the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for... so that whole thing was a perfect storm, because we had an episode and we were just talking stories, and we ended up joking like, hey, Kamaka's not Hawaiian. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not Hawaiian.
You are so terrible, Kamaka. Everybody was so mad at that. I had so many people in my DMs, and they were like,
it's funny because like,
he's not
of course we're just doing that. We're just having fun, and
but
like,
you have, that's what I mean, the responsibility of having. But then
that is just like a joke that was like for our audience, but then it reaches more people, and that wouldn't have been a problem if the next video didn't go viral.
Yes.
Because
so then everybody was
people
like,
see that,
who is this fucking
and they're
guy?
like, oh, he's not even Hawaiian. Why is he saying these things?
And that's why when you and I were messaging, I was like, well, I don't think it's appropriate for me to come on this and say like, I think, and give somebody that's not Hawaiian more of a platform to tell Hawaiians, oh, that was another one that pissed a lot of people off, was when you were like, you're not Hawaiian if you do this, or you are Hawaiian if you do this, or like I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah. But, and it's funny because people got to re-listen to it. I never tell people what they should do.
Yes.
I only just bring up opinions.
And people were so upset because again, then they were like, well, he's privileged. He went to Kulakai Puni and he went to this and this and this.
Or he went to private school. Yeah. But and I was only talking about that specific person because I remember seeing somebody's Instagram saying like native Hawaiian. I'm like, what do you even do that's Hawaiian?
And then I hear what you're saying too about like, I just totally forgot what I was going to say.
No worries. Yeah. But it's like, that one was very specific to a certain type of person. Then everybody just was like, he's talking about everybody. But I'm like, I'm not. And then the other one was like a super general where I wasn't talking about somebody specific. And then everybody was like, they
this is
they
who
reacted.
He's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Where I'm like, well, I didn't even say like Hawaiian in that clip. I just said our people, which I meant like our local community.
And then I saw that, and then you were like, I'm not Hawaiian, our people. And I was like, who's our people? Who are you talking about?
I could have been talking about the Japanese. I could have been talking about my Portuguese. So so I guess it's also assumptions.
I hear it.
But again, it's my own doing, and I'm accountable for putting that out, and I understand. I'm not going to apologize for what I said because I mean it. I do mean it. And I think two things can be true at the same time. We are we're entitled to our land. We deserve to be here. We also complain a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I
agree.
And I'm saying that because I come from that community.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
But like I said, for me, I'm okay complaining because I'm a part of the solution.
And I love the way
So if you just consider it around and you just gonna complain, then for what? You know, for what you gonna grumble? Because nothing's ever gonna change.
Yeah, and I loved reading the comments on both sides, because then there are some people who are like actually giving some good insight on against it, and then there's some people who are like, I agree, or look at all these people just complaining in the comments.
Yeah, and it was making your point, really.
Exactly, yeah, which is funny, because like I don't think people realize. So like us, like the people against it's in the minority.
Yeah,
like I see, because even the thing that surprised me on like the first clip that went viral is like 200, 300 comments disagreeing, but like 10,000 likes.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
I see that frequently.
And then I'm just like, oh, this is just like,
but you know what else
like
that comes from is when you're in the classroom and your teacher asks, okay, who knows the answer to number 5? A Hawaiian will never raise their hand. They have to be called on. Or even when it's not that we don't want to help or that we don't want to participate. It's that we're just shy and we're not used to being the center of attention. So we like to kind of keep it low key in the background. You know what I mean? And so that's where the likes and the views, but not the engagement comes from. Yeah. I've totally noticed that on social media too. Yeah. Or plenty DMs, but nobody likes them.
I'm like,
in the
I
comments.
don't even care, to be honest. I fell into this position.
Kamaka.
Like, I like to go home. I like to surf. I like to just watch anime at home. I'm like, I don't care to like get all these things. Like, this is work. This is a business.
But then at the same time, it's that privilege. I mean, not that privilege, that responsibility that you and I both carry, because I am the exact same as you. I hate social media, believe it or not.
I don't hate it. I hate the bad things about it.
I hate social media. I wish I didn't have to engage at all.
I think we don't know how to leverage it for business, for whatever. So we love that aspect of it.
Yeah. But again, it's just that responsibility that we carry as people that do have a platform, and especially a platform. I feel like your audience might be a little bit half or more than half, like Poe Hawaii / community, and then maybe a few other people that want to learn about Hawaii. Diaspora.
It's a lot of diasporic people that are like, oh, thank you for doing this. It helped me connect to Hawaii. So a lot of it is like 90% Hawaii, and like 10%, and then like 8%, like the people living,
and then 2% settlers.
And then 2%. Well, no, I think 2% like international, like
that just want to look and learn more about Hawaii.
Well, because like it's funny because like we talk about everything on the podcast. Like we have 120 something episodes, about 1,000 clips, and maybe like 4 clips is about like the things that we're talking about, and like 996 other ones.
And when we were talking about it, you were like, oh well, there's this episode and this episode, and I was like, okay, 2 out of your like 100 are about you know, like let's get some more people like this on the podcast.
No, I'm just talking about the controversial stuff.
Oh, I see. That's what I mean. Like bring it up more.
No, we do, but like I told you, it's the ones that people disagree that get more engagement, that go viral. Because I could be like direct you to this thing. Like a lot of the things that I see is like, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about this?
Please fast forward 20 minutes.
I was like it's
in there.
Yeah, I was like, we do talk about it. It's just, you know, like there's so much content. That's what I mean. It's
exhausting.
It's like, how do you go? It's like, I can't do everything for everybody.
Yeah. That's what I mean about the educating though. Like, I can't do everything for everybody. We are both so busy doing all these other facets of community work, in addition to having a life, raising a family, and trying to run a business. You know what I mean? It's like, please, Google is free, is what I always tell people. Google is free.
I think the really ignorant thing too that I see on social media is like, oh, I see you like, you only comment back on like certain things, or like you don't comment back. I'm like, man, I can't comment back to 1,000 stuff. And also, why would I? So when somebody says something nice, like, I love your podcast, I'm going to say mahalo. When somebody says, you're a clown, you're trash, like, I don't want to respond to that.
I think, okay, well, I know that a lot of people had also said, like, you blocked me. I wanted to have a conversation. You said you're here for the conversation. And I understand what you're saying 100% about, like, well, if you're just going to attack my character, like, if you're going to come with some discourse, cool, let's have the conversation. If you're going to just straight up attack my character, I literally do not have any interest whatsoever in entertaining any of that.
Or let's talk in person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to text.
That's what I always tell people.
Pull up.
Pull up. Here's the
send
shop
the addy.
address.
Send the
you guys
addy.
want to talk so much online, and I'm just tired of the trolls, and I hear it, and so like most of the time I don't waste time on it, but every once in a while there will be like such an egregiously disrespectful comment that I just have to like drop the address.
Everybody has a limit to where you, like I'm saying, like I rarely respond to people, but when I'm getting 1,000 comments and then
it's overwhelming.
I'm just like you have like you can. They're like, oh, you're just being defensive. I'm like, I responded to 1 out of 1,000 comments just because you said, like, I'm not Hawaiian. I'm just like, just Google. Like, all I said is like, just Google. I'm Hawaiian. And they're like, oh, he's getting defensive. I'm like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Sometimes, like, it really does. It gets out of control.
I accept it. It's like it comes with the territory. You know, don't complain about too much food on the plate when your goal is to eat.
Yeah.
You know, so I accept it. That's why I don't feel like the need to defend myself a lot of times, because like I said, I know who I am. The people who listen, the people, my family, the people that matter, they understand.
Yeah.
Like, why would I care about this one guy?
Remember, we said you cannot.
I gotta care. I care. I care.
Platform, you have to.
They do matter, but they don't matter as much.
Yes, I know. It's and really like on some serious shit for our mental health. Sometimes we have to like sift through and like just do what we need to do and not engage with the general public on the internet for like our mental health, because it gets overwhelming. Like on some like not cocky shit, but when you go viral, it's overwhelming. The comments, the messages, the features, the this, the that. It's like a little.
Yeah, I think I didn't ask for it, but that's just the reality of the life that we live now, and I'm okay with it. Like honestly, that stuff doesn't bother me. I'm at a really good like headspace in life. I'm like when this stuff happens to me and people reach out to me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, because these are some things that people
like, you know me?
People get depressed. People commit suicide and this stuff.
Well, that's what I mean too. About
I'm just happy that it's happening to me because I know
because
that
you can handle it. Same, me too.
Yes, because so that's why I'm just like, if it would happen to anybody, I'm happy it's
literally
happening to me. So
I will be your chosen warrior, Hawaii. I won't shit
I'm just like,
I'll
be the martyr. If like this, if people have to hate me just because, and this is causing good conversation, like it
is at the end of the day, Kamaka, it's causing good conversation. And that is where I come from a lot. And people think that I'm attacking or I'm blasting. Like, I had just shared something a couple of days ago about the displacement from Hawaii. And so I had got not a ton, maybe like 3 or 4 DMs about blasting and this and that. And I was saying, that is not my intention at all. I'm just here to share. And I'm just here to say like, this is another perspective, and I'm here to hold this respectful space for conversations. And I'm here to get all of you thinking and starting these conversations in your own families and in your own communities. And, you know, I think that's where change starts is from people like us starting those conversations and them happening everywhere and catching like, oh, you saw that clip, Kamaka? Oh, wow. What do you think about that? Yeah. Totally.
I know. And if like, to me, if they really wanted to understand, they would ask. If they just want to react and judge, like, that says more about them than it does me. Yeah. Than it does us. Yeah. But like I said, we can't it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so cool. Let's get into, this is only the first hour, guys. This is so great. Let's take a quick shishi break and we'll be right back. Okay, awesome. Cool.
Sounds good.